welcome. This is the Sunday back pages. This is the Sunday back pages. You're welcome to the station. You're welcome you're welcome to today's edition of the Sunday back pages. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. This is the latest football headlines from the back pages, and we're gonna be taking you through all the various stories in the Sunday back pages. So let's get straight into it. So, hello, you're welcome. This is the Sunday back pages. Welcome to the Sunday back pages of the newspapers. We're going to be looking at the headlines. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And we're gonna be, looking at all the back pages of the newspaper in today's newspaper. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. Let's get straight into it. Let's look at the dailies in the newspapers for today. If you're new to the channel, like I said, subscribe, like, share latest news from the headlines of the newspaper. So let's get straight into it. As we look at the headlines of the newspapers for today. I think today is the 13th or something. Let me just adjust my camera. I think I've done that. Hopefully, camera looks good. Let's get straight into it. And let's go to the headlines of the papers in today's editions of the paper. We're gonna be looking at all the dailies today, the Sunday back pages. If you're new to the channel, like I said, subscribe, like, share. Don't be a stranger. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're looking for 200 subscribers. On our road to 200 subscribers, and we're looking good so far. We're looking good so far. Let me just quickly do some housekeeping. I need to check how this is coming across to people. I need to check to make sure the screen is coming across really well. I don't know. This is a new camera angle, so basically, please bear with me as we try and get the right angle for the broadcast. It's a new broadcast. It's a new camera angle, but we're gonna get it right eventually. So let's just put this down a little bit, or let's put it out a little bit, or down a little bit like that. Turn it that way. I think it's okay now. I think it's alright now. We're just gonna try and do it right. Let me just see the way he's he's a little bit up. He's down. He's up. He's down. I think it's okay now. I think it's okay now. It looks okay now. So let's get straight into today's headlines of the newspapers. Let's get straight into the headlines of the newspapers for today, 14th. Is today 14th? 13th of April 2025. We're going to be looking at all the headlines. I think majority of the news is all about, City's win yesterday in the Premier League, and De Bruyne rolling back the years to turn on the style. For me, De Bruyne has always been a top player. He's a player that might not be able to do it every week. The intensity of playing in the Premier League every week, week in, week out, but he can still do a job for a team. I think if I was Tottenham, I'll probably go and try and sign him and bring him to Tottenham. Just to give the likes of Pogba, the likes of all the young players we have at Tottenham, just to give them like a lift, give them like a lift. So I'll go and sign him definitely. I'll go and sign Pogba for Tottenham. That's for sure. I'll make sure I go and get him, and he's the kind of player that we might need going forward, really. So yeah, he's one of the players that will go and sign for Tottenham, and I think he can do a job for us. Uh, and yeah, he's definitely a player that will do a job for side in the Premier League. So yeah, it's all about De Bruyne, the back pages, and so let's just get straight into it. We're gonna be looking at the some of the newspapers in this edition of the Sunday back pages. We're going to be looking at the sports newspaper first, and they've got in their headlines. They've got in their headlines for today. Just gonna bring that up. They've got the 200 million fire sale. They got the De Bruyne Pep de Brilliant as the headline, which is just talking about that game yesterday in the Daily Sport, and that one basically is talking about how City rolled back De Bruyne rolled back the years yesterday, and he's gonna put it. I was watching the game. I was not watching it fully. I was watching part of some of the game, and I watched the highlights obviously, and he just basically rolled back the years. This is what we know that he can do. De Bruyne, his passing, his accuracy on the ball, his movement, his delivery, first time passes. He could have scored as well. He hit the post. He scored a goal with a free kick as well. And he was just a player that he could still deliver something for this team, for a team in the Premier League, maybe not City. I think the question is, was it his decision to want to leave, or was he pushed out? But for me, I believe he can still do a job in the Premier League. De Bruyne is a very, very, very good player. Even just having him around the place, to coach the younger midfielders in terms of how to receive the ball, half turn, how to get those killer passes, how to strike the ball. He's a very, very good player that could educate some of these young players in the Premier League. So for me, I'm all in for De Bruyne, to be honest. And a club like I said, a club like Tottenham, or I don't know if they will be able to afford the wages. A club like maybe not Arsenal, because they've got somebody in there like Declan Rice. A club like Tottenham, a club like I don't know, West Ham. Will you go to West Ham? I'm not sure. Will you come to Tottenham? I don't know. But you can definitely still do a job in the Premier League. From that performance yesterday, even he said it yesterday that he's been playing with a lot of pain. When I watched this interview yesterday, he said he's been playing with a lot of pain, and he basically said that it was very difficult for him to actually play football, and that he's getting better now. So yeah, he can definitely do a job for somebody in the Premier League. And the news is that De Bruyne is rolled back the years yesterday, and he's announced that he's leaving. I think maybe that just gives him a little bit of a freedom to go ahead and play his football for City. And it was instrumental yesterday, no doubt about it. It was everything they did yesterday. It was all over it. So yeah, that is in the sport, the Sunday Mirror Sport this morning. This is the Sunday back pages. Is a feature on this channel every Sunday from 11 o'clock. I think we started a little bit late today, and so we had to start about maybe about 10 minutes ago. So it's something that we'll try and stick to the time, but it was just one of those this morning. So that's one of the stories in the Daily Mirror this morning. And De Bruyne was the main story in the newspapers because of his performance yesterday. Let's another story in the Sunday Mirror Sports page is the slot new deal. I'm happy. I'm happy. He said he's happy. He's happy where he is at Liverpool slot. So apparently they're looking to give him a new deal. For a manager to come into the Premier League and be doing what he's doing with barely any signings. I think he had one player signed. He deserves a new deal. That's for sure. And I think he's gonna get the new deal, no doubt. I think just the way he's. I wouldn't say transformed Liverpool, but the way they've been playing, they've just been like really, you know, the way the players are, adopted the way he wants to play his football. It's just been really, it's been good. It's been refreshing to see in the Premier League, and nobody expected Liverpool to go on and win the league, and they're on the verge of winning the league. Really, I think they need three more games to win it. So he's done a fantastic job on his slot, and if he gets the new deal, he will get the new deal. That one is not even a debate. If he gets his deal, then he's flying. So yeah, he's the pressure is going to be on now next season as well. Salah have signed a new deal as well on De Bruyne and Van Dijk. So those are two players that they need, and they've got them on a new deal. I think Salah's deal is about 40 million. So yeah, for 2 more years. So yeah, he's got the foundation there, and I think they're just gonna go on next season. It depends on what City do in the transfer window in the summer. But I think Liverpool will be close next season as well. So yeah, that's a good Liverpool are on track really, to be honest. Another story in the in the Sunday Mirror. It's the 200 million fire sale at Manchester United. This one makes me laugh because it's like 200 million fire sale. Who are they selling for 200 million? Nine stars face acts as United plan big summer. Clear out. It's all easy said and done. How are they going to do that? That's another question, to be honest. How are they going to get rid of all those players that they wanted to get rid of? Nine players are for sale. It's easy on paper, it's very, very easy to say you want to get rid of players, but how do you actually go about doing that? That's going to be interesting to see. The nine players, I can't even see who the nine players are. Let me just read if I can see a little bit there. Manchester United are set to cash in on nine players this summer to raise 200 million for Ruben Amorim Revolution. Marcus Rashford is top of the list. There's no surprise there of those United wanted rid of. They look to overall boss boss Amorim's underperforming squad. United hope to raise 50 million from the sale of England a striker on loan at Aston Villa. Will they get 50 million for Rashford? That's debatable, to be honest. I think they might get about 40 for him, but 50 million, I don't think so. And a similar amount for fellow striker Alejandro Garnacho. Now, Garnacho for me, yeah, they could get roughly to 50 million for him for Garnacho because I think buyers will be looking at the sell-on value, and he's still young as well. Whereas Rashford, I'm not saying Rashford is old, but Rashford is. They've seen what he can do at United. They've seen him that he plays really well, but he didn't really deliver to what people expect him to. So for Rashford, I think that's going to be a sticking point in them trying to get that amount of money for him in terms of for in the summer. So Manchester United is going to be difficult to get the 50 million they want for Rashford, but for Garnacho, I think they can get that kind of money for Garnacho. This is this on the back pages. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, share every Sunday from 11 o'clock. But today we started a little bit late. We started about 12:30. But you can join me next week every Sunday morning from about 11 o'clock. Let's just say 11:30. So 11. Let's just say 11:30, just to be safe. So we're having a problem with the time, but we're gonna fix it. But that should be 11:30 every Sunday for the Sunday back pages. Also, I'm gonna have my breakfast as well. I think I finished my breakfast. It's almost lunch now. Anyway, so according to the story, even 60 million rated rising star Kobe Maynard could be among those sacrificed. They want to sell Kobe Maynard as well. I don't think that's gonna happen, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Kobe Maynard, I think United fans will go crazy. So they're looking to offload those kind of players, 9 players. We'll see if that happens for United. It's going to be tough for them to offload it. Depends on the market as well. Depends on how the market is. Yeah. Yeah, we're building up. We're going to be watching Tottenham at 2 against Wolves. That's going to be in a watch along, and then we're watching Newcastle taking on Manchester United at 4:30 kickoff. Also, we'll be keeping an eye on the Liverpool West Ham game, as well as there's another game as well. I'm not really sure. Just looking at the Wolves starting 11, looking at Tottenham starting 11 as well. The manager has gone really strong. Apart from Ben, he's put Van der Ven on the bench. We're going to be talking about that. Kulusevski is on the bench as well, which is good. Gray is in there as well. So yes, so Sonny is not even on the bench. So yeah. Anyway, so talking about the back pages of the Daily Sunday Mirror. Also, there's a story in there which I wanted to look at. This one is Howe in hospital. This is talking about Eddie Howe, the Newcastle manager, was taken to a hospital on a Friday night and will miss Newcastle's visit by Manchester United today. The Magpies said that their boss below has felt unwell for a number of days, and as of yesterday afternoon was being kept in hospital for further tests. The nature of his illness is unclear, but Newcastle said that he is conscious, talking with the family as he continues to receive medical care. I think that's the most important thing. We wish Eddie Howe all the best, speedy recovery as well. And that is in the Daily Mirror. That's the main footballing headline news. So you got the slot contract, new deal proposed on the way. Pep, the brilliant. That one was talking about, the very very majestic performance of Kevin De Bruyne in the revival of Manchester City yesterday, coming from 2 goals down to beat Crystal Palace by 5-2. I watched some of the game and I was really impressed the way they came back. And it was just all about attitude. Second half, they were just really front foot pressing in your face kind of football, and they got it right. They got it right with that kind of attitude, and that paid off, and that's what got them back into the game. So that's from the Daily Mirror. Let's go now to let's go now to the let's go now to the I'm gonna go to let's go now to the Daily Star. I think this one is the Daily Star this morning, and let's go to the Daily Star. Let's go to the Daily Star. Is that the Daily Star? No, that's not the Daily Star. Which paper is that? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, let's go now to the Daily Star. Let's go to the Daily Star. Let's go to the Daily Star. You can see the Daily Star. It's all about. Let's go into the Daily Star. The Daily Star is talking about some. It's talking about some mutiny at Manchester United. Let's just go straight into that story and to see what it is all about. in that story. Went through stories break. There's a lot of stuff going on in terms of what are the real, because sometimes newspapers are just trying to sell their papers really, and they put a lot of meat on the bone, as they say, too much meat on the bone. So let's get into this one. Let's get into the mutiny story first before we talk about the Arsenal Brentford game. So in that one, the Daily Mutiny at Manchester United. Onana loses dressing room over his silly Euro taunts. What did he say there? Let's just go into that story. Apparently, midweek, Onana dropped a clanger. I actually watched the game. I saw the highlights of the game, and the mistakes he makes. I'm not gonna put it. The one I saw was, I'm talking about. I'm not going back a couple of weeks or whatever. The mistake he made against Lille, the shot came to him at very quick range, at a quick close range. Maybe he was not expecting it, but I see goalkeepers do that a lot, whereby they parry the ball out, and sometimes they are lucky that they make a double save, because they do that in training, whereby they parry the ball, they get up and they save it again. This time around, he fell to the Lille player. He scored. Is that really, keepers make mistakes? I think that's just, I think for me, I see him make a lot of saves as well, so, I remember when De Gea was going through this as well, I think sometimes there's a lot of overreaction in terms of fans and pundits. An example of something that I was watching Paul Merson on Sky when Manchester Arsenal beat Madrid. No, sorry, not Paul Merson. Who was it? Somebody was talking about the Arsenal game. Yeah, I think it was Jamie Redknapp, Jamie Carragher on one of these. I think it was what's the Champions League channel that shows they show the Champions League, or the American channel. I can't remember the name of the channel. So he was talking about the Arsenal game. I think he watched the Arsenal game. He was doing the punditry on that game, and he was talking about Arsenal beating Madrid 3-0. Blah 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 blah. Fantastic result. Yeah, everybody was fantastic. Then he made one statement whereby where I always say sometimes the fans overreact, but the pundits as well, they overreact over some result. And he was saying something about, the result from against Madrid was really, really good. Arsenal have really shown that they can go on and win the competition. Yeah, okay, I don't think that result has shown they can win the competition, but you still have to go through the competition for you to win it. But that's fine. But then he made another statement whereby he said, this result shows that next season it will put Arsenal in a better place to show that they can win the competition next season. And I'm thinking, what's this season gonna do with next season? After just one game against Madrid, which even the second leg is not being played yet. We don't know what's gonna happen in the second leg. Although I'm a Tottenham fan, I might be biased, whatever, but I would have said the same thing even if this was Tottenham as well, because fans and pundits overreact about a game of football, which is, I can understand overreacting over, a couple of games, maybe 5, maybe 10 to 20 games. I can understand you overreacting. But to overreact over one game and say, okay, this game will affect Arsenal, will shows that Arsenal will put them in good stead for next season. I think it's just a bit over the top for me. So yeah, that's an example of sometimes when goalkeepers make mistakes, because the place is a lonely world in goal for goalkeepers. When they make mistakes, it is more highlighted. A defender could make a mistake, goalkeeper can save him, and a striker could make a mistake, and the defense can stop the other team from going on to win. Midfielders can lose the ball, defenders will probably put a tackle in or clear the ball, but goalkeeper makes a mistake, there's nobody to help them. Sometimes they get help from defenders, but so I don't think that mistake was that bad. But let's get on to the story. The silly Cameroonian number 1 left could be asked for, I don't know why they are calling him silly, so maybe I'm missing something in the story. Asked for today's Prem trip to Newcastle. Actually, he's been asked, according to the breaking news on Sky. He's not going to that game. Onana has been left out. He said teammates blame Onana for tempting fate by taunting the French side ahead of the quarterfinal first leg. What's that got to do with anything? The United insider revealed that some of the players are really pissed off with him. You tempt fate when you say things like he did, and then you end up looking silly. If it comes back to bite you, some wonder if it is time for Alte Bandia to be given a go. So basically, what did he say? I think he said something about Lille not being the same level as Manchester United or something in that. But all this for me just makes no relevance to anything, because a game of football is going to be played eventually. A team is going to win, a team is going to lose. So whatever you say before the game, for me, is just words. It's irrelevant. Before a game of football, everybody will say, "Yeah, we want to win that game. We want to win that game." The two teams will say, "Yeah, we're gonna go," but you know that they are not both going to win it. Okay, maybe the good team might win it, the better team. But words for me, it's really not the main thing for me. I don't know the way I feel. It depends if somebody's boasted, that's different. But the way he talked about it, I don't think he was boasting. He was just stating something that historically, Premier League sides they've looked they're better, to be honest. Maybe I don't know where the stats or whatever shown, but they've got more money, they've got more wealth, they've got the better players, and you only got to look at the Europa League this season. You see teams that I remember the team that Manchester United faced last round. Real Sociedad. I don't know. Most people are saying, "Oh, they're a good time." United wiped the floor with them. It's the Premier League is a special brand. They've got a lot of money to spend on good players, and that reflects when they go and play in Europe. So I don't see this conversation from Onana. I don't see it as something that should be costing a mutiny in the Manchester United ranks. But this could be press talk anyway, so I'm not really going to. I'll take it with a pinch of salt. So, but it's been dropped today, so maybe there's something really behind it. This is the football back pages. This is the daily. This is the Sun. This is the Sun newspaper sports page, back page. So yeah. If you're new to channel, subscribe, like, share. How many minutes have we got left? We've got about 5-10 minutes more to wrap this up as we prepare getting ready for the Tottenham and Wolves game. So let's go to another story in the back pages of the Sun. Gunners fury as Norgard escapes red card. Yeah, I must say, yeah, even as a Tottenham fan, I was watching that yesterday. I saw that tackle and I was like, nah, man, this guy will be lucky not to be sent off, because that was really, really bad. That was a bad tackle from Norgard. That's like a leg breaker. If his studs are stuck on the grass, it's gonna break his leg, man. So that was a bad tackle. These are the kind of stuff that we want people we want the referees to clamp down on. If you compare this to the Crystal Palace Millwall game in the FA Cup, whereby the goalkeeper came out and kicked Mateta in the head, this is the kind of stuff that people should be going on about. Like, this is the kind of tackle. I don't know the player, I'm not sure he's not a dirty player, but your body is out of control there, whereby the Millwall game, the goalkeeper came out, it's like 50-50, he's like, he must have missed, he didn't mean to kick the player. And if you see the position of the player for that one, there's a player there, there's a Millwall player there, there's a keeper, and there's Mateta. So I think somebody must have pushed, I think the defender must have pushed Mateta into the goalkeeper's stride. But that one is still understandable for me in terms of that one, because he was trying to go and kick the ball. He was not expecting Mateta to put his head there. And for that, I can still see the reason why, people are going over the top, that the player should be banned for 9 games or whatever. But this one, there's only 2 players involved. There's nobody there. You can see that his body was out of control. I'm not even sure if he got the ball. So these are the kind of tackles that VAR needs to have looked at and give the guy a red card. But you know, I don't. To be honest, I've given up on VAR on this one. So yeah, that's the back page of the Sun newspaper. Also, in that paper, shame as 9 stars are caught for drugs in the Premier League. Whoa, that's a big one. The back page is Premier League stars are among 9 footballers to have been caught using banned substances since 2022. Yeah, we all know about these substances, amphetamines, and all that kind of stuff. So some of these drugs are in stuff that players take in terms of energy drinks and all that kind of stuff. So some of it, I'm not speaking for the players. I don't know any player, but I'm just saying some of it might be taken by accident, because you don't read the label of what you're drinking. Some of these might be prescribed by the club or the doctor, whatever at the club. Like I said, allegedly, don't quote me, but this is the kind of stuff that players, and I think athletes as well, people that do athletics and all that kind of stuff, they get involved with it as well because they take substances that they don't know that banned what do you call it, banned drugs are banned. I wouldn't say banned drugs, banned contents or whatever you want to call it, banned drugs or whatever they want to call it, what do you call it, included in those substances, in those drinks. And the list of banned products are extending as well every day. So players, you need to keep up with your diet and everything to know, to look at the list. So that's in the back pages of the Sun newspaper. And what other story in there? We've done the Manchester United and the Eddie Howe story as well. He's been taken to hospital. We wish him all the best. That's in the back page of the Sun as well. Moving on, let's go on to the last newspaper that we'll be looking at for today, and that one is yes, that's in the sport. What newspaper is that one? That's in the that must be in the Guardian. Is it the Guardian newspaper? That's the Sunday Telegraph. Back pages. This is the Sunday back pages. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, share. Where we look at the football headlines in the back pages. Yeah, it says King Kev. As we've talked about this one. Manchester City came from 2 goals down to beat Palace by 5 goals to 2. De Bruyne was there. It was a roll back the years, and it was the Rolls Royce. I think I've said everything I need to say about the Rolls Royce. This story was from Luke Edwards. This story from Luke Edwards also looked at talking about Eddie Howe as well. He'll be missing from the dugout due to illness. We wish him all the best. This is in the back page of the Sunday Telegraph. Any other football headlines there? Not really. Those are the 2 stories in the back pages of the Sunday Telegraph. So yeah, I think are we done? I think we're done. Yeah. I think those are the stories. The back pages mainly cover the big headlines from the Saturday football, and then breaking news on the Sunday. So that's why we do it on this channel. This is the Sunday back pages coming to you every Sunday on this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow, like, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll be thank you for watching. We are not done yet, are we? We are not done yet. And not done yet on the channel. And yeah, it's just time to say thank you for watching. To be honest, I think we're done now. We're done now. This is the Sunday Back Pages. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, follow, like, share, and yeah, I'll see you next time. We'll be doing some watch-alongs today. Tottenham and Wolves coming up very shortly, and then 4:30 is Newcastle against Manchester United. There's a breaking news as well. Onana will be missing that game as he's being taken off the team, the squad. There's a lot of backstories to that one. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Make sure you stay safe. God bless, and take care.